We finished 3 lessons up to the environment, organization and environment. Now we have to start 3 lessons of planning from the first one of it. We are having a resource or individual resource for this class. Since this is a small class, it's possible. It's impossible in big classes. Not that effective. It kills time as well. For you, okay, no. Then we have 3 components of continuous assessment. Quiz individually, team report and team presentation. Others, big classes are having only the same assignment in two versions. Of these slides, I better. Two slides. Now, okay, now. That's the bigger ground principle, no? Communication, perception. The ground should support the figure. It's a psychological thing. Psychology matter, in all activity. Backward active. Backward. Backward කල කරනවානේ අපි. ලාමු දැරි අල්ලලා එන්ඩරු කිරි දාලා ලාමු දැරි අල්ලලා කෙහෙල්මුව කිරි දාලා ඉස්කෝලේ අරන් එන්න ඕන. මොනිටර්ස් අර තමයි ටීචර්ස් දෙන්නේ පාවර්. යාදකල් කිරි ගෑයක ඉතිරි බරුණා. Good, those are skills. But now we have used one new technology, smart boards, online attendance, LMS. Right, planning. First lesson, our fourth lesson in the course of life. First, we will talk about the general planning. The lessons are there in planning. But organization first do strategic plan. After to support the strategic plan implementation or execution, they need to talk about or they need to use general plan. In classes, we normally do general planning first. But practically, that's the first one. Strategic plan. Our next lesson is about strategic plan. These are the learning outcomes of this lesson. First, we will have an overview, introduction to planning. After that, using a diagram, we will identify 3 levels of plans and goals. In this lesson, actually, we have considered plans and goals together. In the strategic planning process, considering these, we have much consider on strategies. But in planning, both should be considered. Setting goals or defining goals and knowing the strategies or ways of achieving the goals. What should be covered in planning? There are two other lessons as well, points as well. Right. Planning means roughly determining the organization's goals or objectives and defining the means or ways or strategies of achieving them. These are the two things that should be considered in plan, whatever the level of plans. Goals and ways, both should be known. Goal and objective is a future desired state that the managers or organization try to achieve. Right, increasing profit, reduce cost, satisfying customers, expanding business, ensure survival and growth, likewise. Right. Then a plan is the blueprint, no? Providing the guidelines for the goal achievement. It specifies resource allocation, tasks, schedules, actions, etc. But actually, these are happening practically in the dysfunction organizing. To support the plans, there's another function. For support the planning, then that's the second function, organizing. Right. But in planning, all should be known. Even controlling part, evaluation part should be known in planning. When you consider 5 steps of planning process, you will realize that. Okay, these points are enough active, but you will know a lot when you study cases also. You can know how these concepts are used by managers practically. But these are much relevant for our day-to-day life also, to individual level also, personal level as well. Even as a person, we should have a vision, no? Vision, goals, values, policies at the personal level. Right? That is number one. Otherwise, we can't succeed. Right. Then this is the diagram I said. But the 3 levels of goals and plans should be based on the vision of the organization, vision and mission. Right. Then, as per the diagram, 3 levels of plans and goals can be identified. What are those? The 3 levels of the management hierarchy. Even the Srilanka syllabus goes into this syllabus. And they are misused the level. And strategy can cooperate. Both are same, but there are 2 levels. Strategic level and corporate level. Both are same. Both should be considered as top level, corporate level. As per our theories. Second level is the business or middle level, functional. First one is the operational. Earlier they use these terms, correct, operational and functional strategy. That's it. Executive. First one executive. That is also misused. Executive is a common one. Even senior executives are there. It's a common one, executive. Junior executives, senior executives, we are using that common. Okay, theory should be used now to have looking, even to practice clearly and without minimum problems. Its concept should be used as in developed countries. They are also worrying about the current things, studying further with research to go to the best way. That should happen. I am not criticizing the community. Not criticizing community. The top-down approach should be used to have the right word. That's it. Right. Then strategic plans and goals, tactical. There are similar names for the best way of explaining and knowing examples, as I said. What? Knowing similar verbs in a language. Then operational plans and goals. What are the similar words for strategy? Corporate. everything use time. Corporate, then lower level, top level, upper level, institutional, official. That is those top level words should be considered here. But then you can explain the concept also clearly. You know similar words. You can derive many examples. You know similar words. Right. Then top managers and senior managers of the organization, team top, are responsible to prepare or ensure. They need not to prepare, but they should ensure that strategic plans and goals are identified first for the organization. Right. Then they are responsible. To do that, they need to see the organization as a whole with a holistic view based on the system perspective and the environment, the gap between the external environment and the organizational capabilities also should be addressed. To bridge the gap, they need to have strategic plans and strategic goals. But they cannot bridge the gap 100%. Can be done to stay competitive in the market. Right. Then to support the strategic plans, as per this diagram, the middle managers, tactical managers or divisional heads are responsible to prepare their tactical plans and goals, considering the major divisions, functions, or functional areas of the organization, through which actually they have map the strategies also to achieve the synergy. Right. Then to help implementing all these plans and goals, operational managers or first line managers or lower level manager and the people, their members are responsible to prepare operational plans and goals. They come as schedules, mainly operational plans and operational schedules, checklists. Written over there, written over by but you have to do the system study first before starting the financial audit. I have really experience at KT diagnostic. That's another university, KPMG audit firm is another university to learn a lot. Saya kata anak apa ikan kan, saya kata anak dia karena bodoh dia kata kata dia teamwork communication audit firm. Then I have learned this as well. That is my advantage with these. Right, and I am sending the students also, not only to KP but to Deloitte, EY, and other institutions as well. Then it means we have to share the information. Just sharing information is enough. Then people will do based on the information. Okay, then this follows the organizational principles we learned. Chain of command, scalar principle. These vision, goals, all these are actually standing plans. Mostly standing plans, but programs are single-use plans. They should be communicated from top to the bottom. The progress of the goal achievement should be reported from lowest to the top, following the scalar principle and the chain of command. Right. Those are classical principles, which are inevitable. No, we can't forget them. Otherwise, we can't do the business administration properly. Right. That's how the overview and the 3 levels of plans and goals should be understood. Then for the strategic plans, normally the maximum or minimum period is what 3 years. No, now 3 years. Earlier we considered 5 years. Now it's short to 3 years. But they can have 5-year and long terms also. But the basic one is the 3 years. For the middle level, 1 year. Annual budgets. Very good examples. For the operational level, the period less than 1 year. Maybe 6 months, quarter, 1 month, fortnight, 1 week, maybe a day, maybe hour. It depends on the targets given, KPIs given. Right.
When we consider information management at this level, TPS are used, no? Transaction processing systems, as per the management information systems, right? Payrolls, those things, no? Order processing, inventory controls, those are used. We should know that also, how companies try to use information in systems. Hello. Ah. Ek වෙමයි ඔයා මේ කෝඩිනේටර් එකෙන් ඉල්ල ගන්නවා මම ටිකට් එක කෝඩිනේටර් එක කොට කරලා ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් කෝඩිනේටර් මම කතා කළේ නම් මේකට මම කියන්නම්කෝ Google form එකක් share කරන්නද right right මම බලන්න මම බලලා කියන්නම් okay information කියනකොට තමයි කතා කරන්නේ. එයාලේ කියනවා MBA ළමෙක් මේ අපි. MBA ළමගේ email address එක. question එකක් share කරනවා. තන්දෙන්න බැරි. request එකක් දෙනවා. ඒකට ටික set එක ගන්නත් උඩට. research එක ethical consideration කරලා ලියන්න මෙතනදී. ඔය තමයි ලියන්නේ. Right. We are in such an era now. Always we have to deal with information on ethical grounds. Right. Then back in Vietnam, we have health research next. Then the middle level, we are using MIS. MIS can go for management information, but technically, Loudon and Loudon have said that at the middle level, MIS is used to have structured reports by the middle managers, like budgets, departmental plans, various reports, those things. Then at the strategic level, senior managers are supposed to use executive support system, executive information system. The information should be very user-friendly, reader-friendly in graphical forms, in percentage and so on. That is MIS, another subject. But we should know, in management, know, everything should be known. Where Right. Now AI related systems are also used. Right. ChatGPT that can be used by managers, even any professional. But they have to have their own judgment also, no? Not solely depending on the technology, AI. Right, we have come to the main part. To know the general planning process with these 5 steps, which are interrelated to each other. How they name? Develop the plan development, where the things what we discuss now should be considered. Mission, vision, and levels of goals and plans. That means this part is over now. I have already discussed that. But know that that's the starting point, as mentioned there in this diagram. Second one, plan should be translated. That was also discussed actually with the tactical plans, departmental plan. But there's a new thing also, 2 new things. But I explained this one. Develop strategy mapping. Strategy mapping should come from the top, but this should be realized, supported by different experts into the divisional heads or functional managers based on their expertise. Production department, marketing department, finance and accounting, HRM, research and development, IT, many other should projects. They all should share their expertise to achieve the strategic goals. These strategic goals should be developed looking at the 4 areas, which are mentioned in the balance scorecard. Introduced by customer,
area, financial area, internal processes area, learning and growth of learning and innovation area. All four areas should be considered to map the strategies. Right. Then based on the same areas, the KPIs, so performance standards targets should be developed with the operational plans in the third level. That step is identified as the plan operations. But there's another one that is better to have at the next one as well after the plan operations. That is the execution of plans. Right. There are three elements, mostly knowingly or unknowingly used by managers and organizations in this level, in this step. MBO introduced by Peter Drucker. It is a very traditional and beneficial model of system. Then standing plans and single-use plans. These three together should be used to execute plans. Therefore, you can change the bullet for the MBO within bracket MBO management by objectives. Second, standing plans. Second is the standing plan. Third one is the single-use plans. That's the best order, right? These are taken from the textbook. Sometimes we have modified the textbook like this. But we are depending on the each is depending on the West. But West is using the its knowledge, produces the knowledge. දැන් අර කනෙක්ට් එකේ යූස් කරලා solar panels ගාලා ඉලුවලි ගන්න is possible now. But this consistently we can have. Weather patterns, weather changes are not obstacles. මට ගන්න ඔසොන් තරය විනාශ වෙයි කියනවා. නේ? The natural layer coming is affected. No? The western knowledge එක ඇතුළ බලන්නේ critical level. Ozone layer is not until we're according pregnancy, not at the trade. So, come in imbalance. Critical comment, imbalance. Cause effect should be well considered, no? In studies and in using the technologies, cause and effect. With a long-term perspective. The vehicles were like again, when they are disposed, is very hazardous to the human life, even to the water resource. Therefore, now Toyota-like companies are trying to go for hydrogen engines. They are very sustainable. Right. That's how contingency plan should be considered, no? To see the threats and opportunities, unseen threats and opportunities affecting the business of performance. Therefore, in this level, in addition to the strategy mapping and tactical plans, now modern managers need to have proactively contingency plans also. Right. Then asset plan operations come with action plans. Then which are implemented using MBO, standing plans and single-use plans. But as I said, it's a matter of monitoring and reviewing as a learning tool, no? Learning step in the last day, evaluation. Right. The two types of reviews are considered: plan reviews and operational reviews. But to all reviews, operational level information should come first. Information from customers, suppliers, dealers, employees, and even mistakes. Failures can be used as the learning tools. Right, failures. Because operational level is the one that can bring such information, not to the top, to assess the effectiveness of all plans, or productivity of all plans. Right, like a cycle, this happens over and over. Right, which are explained in the handout. Huh? But you better Google
to see vision and mission both of some companies. But here mission of Unilever is given, no? Mission statement of Unilever has been given. Right. Mission is the organization's primary purpose, no business, and it communicates the organization's reason for existence in the market or the industry. Right. In different areas, different purposes. The mission statement describes the organization's values, aspirations, and the first one mentioned there. Right. Then a clearly stated mission statement gives a basis foundation for development of all goals, as mentioned in the green color diagram. 3 levels of plans and goals should follow the develop or redefine mission statement of the organization. Right. Then this is a Unilever mission saying that its mission is to add value or the vitality to the life. It meets everyday needs for nutrition, hygiene, and personal care. These are Unilever product categories in the product mix. But it's a company highly concerned in brand development, no? Brand. Sunlight, no? Lux, Sunsilk, Lifted, Astra. Those are brands. Earlier they had the walls also, ice cream, but sold to Pakistan due to one unmanageable situation. Right. Then personal care with brands that help people look good, feel good, and get more out of their life. That's how these things are communicated here, reflected here. Unilever values, aspirations, and reasons for being in the market as a multinational. They are so powerful, they are governments also. Multinational companies are there. Governments are coming and going, but they are again over centuries. Even still, sunlight is the one, no? It cannot be imitable. Other shops cannot do that first. I am also using that. I am washing my things in hands. Keep in the mission in the overflow what's called tank. It's good for my body also as an exercise. I'm using sunlight. That's the one. That's the particular task. Can easily apply and do the task easily. Other shops cannot do that. Right. That's how they are well established plans. And don't have that again, parampara sunlight. Right. That's the key plan actually. The deliver. But I am not using shampoo and all. My wife is using. Sometimes I borrow little by little randomly, but I am not using. Right. Still random. But people have got used to them, no? Right. So they are loyal customers. That's the ultimate aim of these condition. Develop brands and we have the brand and the image with the loyal customers. Right. Then that should be clearly communicated to the mission statement. Those are actually based on the values of the company, corporate values. We described them in the third lesson, no? How corporate culture can be used by companies, no? To fill the gap of that with the external environment to survive and grow up in the market. Right, these are the 3 levels of goals and plans we mentioned, noted in that one. Then I am skipping this. I already explained this. You can read and further understand, right? In your way, personal way. But operational level goals compared to strategic goals need to have smart characters. Smart.
S means they should be specific, no? Specific. They should be measurable also in numbers, even qualitative, not in numbers, quantitative. Strategic goals are qualitative statements. They cannot be measured, but they can have, managers can have a little judgment. They cannot, they are not precise. Then these are achievable. So exactly with the number, they should be relevant to the particular area, department or functional area. Production goals should be given to the production people. No? Marketing goals should be given to the sales and marketing people, not to the HR people. Right. Then there should be a time frame also, time period also. These are the key characteristics of effective operational level goals and objectives, which cannot be expected at strategic goals. But in the annual budgets, these are visible fair, in a moderate level. That's the nature of MIS driven information. They are semi-structured. Semi-structured. Operational level information are very structured. But top level information are strategic information are unstructured. Unstructured. You should know these words. Then you can easily do writing and easily make decisions as competent managers. Then easily you can guide with subordinates if you know these concepts clearly. ඒවට concept එක ටිකක් තමයි එකෙන් බලන්න මොන tone එකෙන්ද ඒක කතා කරන්නේ. ඒක වැදගත් communication. process එක එක විදියනේ. තමන්ගේ app එක එක විදිය. client managers එකත් එක විදිය. customers එකත් එක තව විදිය. communication methods. Wherever we do not. Okay, then I wanted to pass that also. Right. Then these are very unstructured. These are semi-structured. These are very structured. The structured part is the smart characters should be there. Right. Then after developing strategies, in the general planning process, plans should be translated, no? Where tactical or divisional plans should be defined in specific to the company's strategies. Then strategy mapping also should be done considering the 4 areas I mentioned. The balance scorecard 4 areas, same 4 areas can be used here. Through these key driving factors, no? Driving of critical successful factors should be identified, which can harness the strategy. Number 1 is leadership factor. Leadership is number 1. Critical successful factors. The other factors are corporate cultures, structure, human resource, information, finance, technology, and so on. Right. This is the one I mentioned today. To face both threats and opportunities in advanced manner, managers are supposed to have contingency plans also to respond unexpected situations, to mainly crisis. Now, these are actually apparently seen capitalized, considered by companies in the automobile industry and companies in other industries as well, with a sustainable focus. Right. Not the negative things, even positive things can be addressed with contingency plans. If managers need to know the high demand areas, then they can do research to find what are the sensitive areas where high demands can be coming in future. Then you can proactively identify niche markets based on the high demand areas. We are in such an era, no, blue ocean era. The market is unlimited. It's a matter of finding the opportunities. and capitalizing it. We need not to bother about unfair competition. Red ocean era is over now. We are in a blue ocean era. Collaborations should be done, not competition. But we have to see the competition, competitiveness. Then only we will think of, if there's a competition only, we will think of to go extra miles. Right, plan operations, as I mentioned, operation plan should be developed, right, to support the tactical plans in the hierarchy. Schedules are mostly used in this level, but importantly, targets measures should be, or KPI should be identified in numerical terms with these characters in a structured manner. Otherwise, people don't have the motivation. They would not make efforts to achieve these goals and targets. Right. Then execution level, as I mentioned, MBO, standing plans and single-use plans can be used together. Right. MBO is a system where managers and employees define goals to the department, project, and the person or the plan, and themselves can evaluate the performance as well. Right. Then it is another mini planning process with the 4 steps. Those can be reflected clearly in this diagram. First step of MBO is setting goals, starting from the corporate strategic goals, departmental goals, and individual worker and supervisor goals should be defined. Then to achieve these 3 levels of goals, action plans should be developed. But as in management controlling, the progress of the achievement of action plans can be revisited here, checked. If there's a big gaps, then it should be done creatively or repeatedly. Again, it should move back to the action plans. Sometimes action plans are not realistic. Right. Then some modification should be done. Likewise, it should be iterative. Right. If no gaps or less gaps, which are immaterial, need not to take corrective actions, they can have the final appraisal of the performance of the bottom up man. First, individual performance, then group, then division, then combine. Therefore, this very traditional MBO method provides many advantages to managers and employees. One is it's a planning method. It's a top-down planning method and a bottom-up planning method. It's a controlling method as well. It leads to employee motivation and commitment. It enhances teamwork also between managers and employees and among managers and among employees. Then it gives a performance evaluation chance also to the team, performance evaluation. Then it gives training naturally, training and development to employees and managers naturally. But there are multi advantages of the MBO method. So it is very traditional. But managers, most managers are not knowing now. They are using these steps as MBO process. They don't know. People like us are only knowing this because we study these things. Therefore, in the main planning process, the review should not be done again. It happens here. Right. Review of the plans happens here. But in the diagram, we have to identify that step as the final step. Therefore, it happens practically here in the MBO process. The set plan review, operational reviews, work happen here. Right. In the execution level. But if managers want to have different benchmarks, they can do that in that level, in that step. Because people try to use different benchmarks for the comparison. Then they can have that. But they can get information from here. Because actuals and standards are evaluated in this stage.
Right, then standing plans have another role to set guidelines, no, in the forms of policies, rules, regulations, and procedures, which are not updated repeatedly. Once they remain for a longer period of time, everybody should follow them. Top managers, middle managers, lower level managers, employees, project managers, even outsiders coming to the organization should follow them. Policies, rules, procedures should be followed. That's the role of standing plans. They appear as guidelines to minimize the differences, deviations. Right. Then they do proactive controlling or feed forward control. Feed forward control. That is very essential. Before identifying the errors and rectifying them, than that, better to have proactively address them, minimize them, get ready for them. That's the role of the standing plans towards the plan execution and control. Right. But organizations should use single-use plans also to perform special tasks, special circumstances, like in the forms of programs, projects, committees, task forces, subcommittees. But if forms are task forces, where there's special tasks, budget reviews, government budget reviews, tax disaster, disaster management. So they were Y2K Y2K. Millennium Bagavinet, but lot of audits had to do the Y2K audit process. Millennium Bug audit. You don't know that? During year 2000, when starting year 2000, even researchers, experts predicted that all information systems will be vulnerable. It's a risk, system risk, then we have to assess that in the financial ridiculous. But nothing happened. AI will appear because of AI, all jobs could be vanished behind, but it would not happen. Rather, there can be more demand for the traditional jobs. But we should be updated about the new technologies. We have to expand our skills. That should be done. But nothing would happen. We replace our jobs. Even now, people are talking about it. In the next couple of years, Sri Lanka will face the severe unemployment problems. I don't think. But there can be some ups and downs, changes in the statistics. We don't worry about it. We have to get ready for the unexpected things. That should be done. That should be done through education. Through education. That's why you learn things to update our knowledge and to improve the skills. Always people will come to the equilibrium. Societies will come to the equilibrium. Right, this is the last part. Plans and goals have advantages, but they have obstacles, limitations. But here, those limitations are happening not because of the errors in the concept of planning, but these limitations should happen from the users of plans, from ourselves. Right. But before that, before knowing the weaknesses, we will identify some benefits of plans. These should be identified in this way. Planning has the first function, how it can help other three functions. In such a way, we have to identify the benefits of it. Right. The first point says goals and plans provide source of motivation and commitment to workers and managers. No? It links to leading function, third function. That says how the planning as the first function helps the third function leading. Right. Second one says goals and plans guide resource allocation. It is the one to identify the role of planning to the next function, organizing.
Third one is also related to the leading function. No? Goals and plans are guide to action. Therefore, managers playing the good leadership roles should have this, should visualize this. Right. They should not only prepare plans and goals, they have to provide clear guidance, the subordinates also to achieve it. That also involves with the leading. Right. Last one links with controlling, the last function of the management process. It says goals and plans set the standard of performance. That's the first step of controlling. Reactive control. Right. Therefore, in the MBA process also we noted that. No? I said that controlling happens here itself. Right. Therefore, that is the advantage of planning to the controlling. Without planning, no control. Right. That's how these benefits of planning or plans should be understood. Plans and goals should be understood. Don't memorize it. In the relations, connections, and the keywords.
පැටර්න් එකෙන් ඉගෙන ගන්න. එතකොට හුඟක් කාලයක් තියෙන එක අමතක වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ස්ටයිල් එකේ තමයි. Right. These are some limitations. No? First two are regarding the external environment. How plans underestimated or overestimated the uncertainty and certainty of the external environment. If managers are overusing plans, these are limitations to them. If users of plans are overestimating the plans for goals, this will happen. Therefore, it is not an error of the plan per se, but an error or mistake of the users. Right. Then last one, I'm telling this one, no? Human potential should not be undermined, should not be allowed to replace with the planning process. You should do planning, you should follow the guidelines, the steps, but at any time, managers should not undermine the capacity of themselves as well as the capacity of subordinates and others, people. Right. That is mentioned there. Capacity means their values, expectations, skills, competencies, intuition, judgmental capacities should not be undermined. But now these are expected from AI related practices. But now even the AI scholars have identified this problem and have introduced another human sensitive AI like HAL. But that is also presented in the software, not with the live personality. It also has the limitations. Because it is enough to understand that technologies cannot replace human potential. Because of that, they have now come up with human sensitive AI in a form of a software technology package that also cannot address the human capacities. It is not a live thing. Because they can't feel like human beings, no? දැක්කම අපිට වෙනා මේක මේ AI කියලා බේස් එකක් දැක්කම නේ dots තියෙනවා නිකන්. The movements all are very artificial. You can recognize that at a glance. But human actions are different, very sensitive, natural. Person to person, they are different. But we have common goals and common needs, but we try to achieve them differently.
But in the same way, they are doing different jobs, they are in different professions, they are different mental status. Those cannot be reflected by machine software. Then with this, we will have a break time since we finished the end of. I think you understood that. The way I explained. Right. But have your own reading also. You should not change yourself. Have you be yourself and follow the duty. Don't try to change yourself. Then have your own reading to get more understanding. Right, then we will have a short break for about 15 minutes. Coming back, we will continue. First, we will finish with a quiz. Then I have a case study also. Then I can do another lesson also today. Yeah. With the continuous plan. Right. You better finish things in advance, you know. Even before the schedule. That should be done even today. We have to do things even above the schedule. But behind the schedule, lah. Behind the schedule. But sometimes I have to cancel these days because I am having some other duties also. With the prior communication, I can do that. But from your side, you have to do your assignment. Quickly finish and upload. Even at least 1 week before the deadline. Your deadline is 1 hour before. Deadline is given as 1 hour before that day. But don't compromise with the quality. Yeah? With the efficiency, don't compromise with the quality. It should happen all the time. Quality should be there. You don't need not to have a break. Huh? Then we will continue. But as a custom, we have to give a break on a psychological ground. Psychology matters anytime. වෙලාවට නිදා ගන්න ඕනේ පැය ගන්න ඒවා සයිකොලොජි බ්‍රේක් එකක් ගන්න ඕනේ සින්දුවක් අහන්න ඕනේ එන්ජොයි කරන්න ඕනේ ඒවා those are psychological requirements. Don't compromise with them. Otherwise you will face a depression. දැන් හුඟක් තියෙනවානේ depression තියෙනවා කියනවා ආගතිය නේ අතතිය ආගතිය තරුණයට තියෙනවා කියනවා තරුණේ මේ Z generation එක හුඟක් vulnerable වෙයි නේපාලෙත් තුනේ නේපාලේ මේ ඒක පොසිටිව් විදිහට ගියා නේ නේපෝල් Z generation එක that's the world trend actually. No, they are having such similar sentiments. They are good in information system, Facebook. කෑම දුන්නේ නැතත් කියවනේ Facebook එකේම දෙන්න වෙනවා දැන්. නැත්තම් ප්‍රශ්න. No, duster here, no? Kuisek gede. Kuisek ini enak. Ini mana kalau tadi kurang. Santai lagi. Tadi. But we will do the quiz first after the break. Yeah, they are online members, no? How about your involvement via Teams?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You could hear the whole lesson we completed before the break.
Yeah, I attended to the class.
Right. Then even from your side now, since there are 4 or 5 members, you can have your own virtual team separately. Isn't that?
Somehow
No,
I think.
I'm referring this for the team assignment purpose. Earlier there was only one member, no? Login here.
Yeah, I think some from physical class.
He was taken for one of your teams, no? Then what?
Yeah, I already have teams, sir.
One got?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Then if you are there, then how many others are remaining? 3 or 4? Huh? Then these have also been taken. Right, then we have to do that. Then in a team, how many members are there? In one team? 6. In this class, how many members? Physically? Huh? Then any idle members without a team? If so, what to do for these idle members? Because if you have not found a team, then you have to form a team from your side, or you have to join. But only we are having 2 teams, no? Then what to do? Yeah, if any unoccupied members, then they also can join the 2 teams one by one. Because you have another 4 more weeks to complete your report and upload that to the LMS. As I feel, I'll check the exact calendar date later. Right. Then please be clarified on this.
Right, then even when we do the quiz, we can identify them. So otherwise, you can release the taken members to have their own virtual team. If so, from their side also, there can be, I mean, 5-6 members, no? Login online. That's the best thing. But from today onwards, you have to work towards completing the assignment. Written report should be complete. What to do? Right, after the quiz, we will get confirmed that. Yeah, better having more members via online also. Then our hybrid class mode would be effective, no? Otherwise, need not to have this only for recording. Right, 19B exemption, no? That's the class. Yeah, this is the fourth column for the quiz. Right, we had Gunatilaka first. Right. How can you tell about, what can you tell about planning, general planning today? Please increase the AC level also now. Seems hot.
Technical planning and operational planning.
Yeah, cool level should be increased. Cool, AC. Yeah, reduce.
As a goal is a set up by management. Also, that they given long-term objectives that define what the company will be in the future. That also that goals are unstructured. For example, we can get capital charts. Also, they use executive supporting systems. Then we learn practical goals and plans. They use these systems. Plans also semi-structured. We can get as example budget. Then we learn operational goals. Then measuring. It means a short-term, specific measurable goals for each department by the teams. Set up by supervisor or frontline managers. Those are structures. They use the transactional system for that process that plans, operational plans. Example, payroll price.
Right, okay. Then Priyadarshan, absent. Priyadarshan absent, no? That's why online, no? Then Danushka. Yeah, what's your learning point about general planning?
Consider about the main idea of the company need to achieve a future. We can apply all country the one area of the country. Practical goals. Practical goals are the goals for each department. It helps to achieve main goals of the company. The last one is set goal. Under set goal, we can organize operational goals. It's a specific goals for the teams and individuals. They show how to done exactly in the future. Show exactly what we need to make in the future.
And next one, Ramanayak. Same thing, no? Same thing is repeating. But she said, anyhow, you can present in with more information.
Or department or division. Finally, planning is timeline or manager. It is they create tasks and short-term goals.
Can you give an example for an operational plan or a goal? Huh? Operational level, audit you are doing working in an audit firm? Huh? Are you working for an audit firm? No? Not working? Even without working, we should know, no? What is an example for an operational plan? Yeah, in a department, they can be used, individual. Individual worker goal, target. Yeah, that is in such a way also you can explain, no? I ask individual level plan or goal. Employee worker goal or daily target given to an employee in a department or maybe a production by the production supervisor. You have to think, without thinking, මොනවා වැඩ කරත් වෙන්නේ හිතන්නේ නැත්. දැනගෙන අරගෙන ඕනේ දෙයක්. වැඩ නොකර. Right, 015 15. People are shouting. Every day shouting.
දැන් සන්ඩේ පොලකට ගියත් මේ කෑ ගහන්නේ මෙතෙන්ද නේ. හොඳට නිශ්ශබ්ද ඉන්නේ නේ. ඩිස්ප්ලේ කරන විතරයි වෙලෙන්නේ. මේ පොලටත් වඩාම. මේ ළඟදී ගියාම හරි හොඳයි ප්‍රොෆෙෂනල් විදියට මේ කෑ ගහන්නේ අර. එක්කෙනෙක් දෙන්න ඔය මැදින් කෑ ගහනවා. හොඳයි. දෙයා ඩිස්ප්ලේ. බල කරන්නේ ගන්න කියන්නේ. සුපර් මාකට් වලින් ඉගෙන ගන්නවා.
Expected outcomes and take corrective action when necessary.
Even MBO does that. Plan review, no? Monitor and review. 14,014.
Then we proceed and define operational plan set. Then measure set of targets. The one is that execute the plan. It is the right of an action, including management by objectives and regular use plan and understanding plan. Final step is and you raise the operational limits.
Even without covering all steps, even taking one step and explaining somewhat more details is also good. Next one, 019, 19 from online.
Excuse me, it's
Online
me.
platform, yeah. Yeah, what's your learning point about gender planning today?
Today my
Increase,
point
volume-
is limitations, benefits and limitations of planning. Can you hear me, sir? Hello?
Yeah, we can hear
Hello?
better increase in your voice output level through the system or increase the volume.
Can you hear me, sir?
Oh, I should do that. Now, from the system computer
Hello?
itself, no, it can be done.
Hello, now okay, sir. Hello?
Oh, unmute and do that. The mic is okay. Okay. Yeah, this is full length has been given. Okay, what's the answer?
Can you hear me?
These people are
Hello?
shouting. That's the problem.
Hello? Sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, loudly.
Today my point is benefits and limitations of planning. There are some benefits of planning. Those are provides the direction and it reduces risk and uncertainty. and also it helps in decision making, and it sets standards for control. And although there are more benefits of planning, there are some limitations. Those are time consuming, costly process, and uncertainty in future, and resistant to change, and there is no guarantee to success. Those are my points, sir. Hello?
What happened?
Hello?
Yeah, please carry on.
Uh, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Today, my point is benefits and limitations of planning. There are so many benefits of planning. Those are it provides the direction, and it reduces risk and uncertainty, and it helps in decision making, and also it encourages innovation and creativity, and there are so and it sets standards for control, and
Yes,
there are
select a
so
very
many
small
benefits.
point and explain that in details next time. Right. Next one, Pereira. Pereira, yeah. You want? You have taken as Pereira. Itchin? No, you are the one, I think. No, any other Pereira, no? In the class? You are also Pereira, but you had a number, no? Yeah. Okay, Itchin Pereira. H? Okay. Not H. NKP. Okay.
Use the planning process. Planning process have one variables, develop the plan, split the plan, and plan operations. Develop the plan, in plan, I choose develop the plan. Develop the plan have two characteristics. Define the mission. Define the mission means describe the organization, relation, distributions, and set the goals. Goals have three categorizations: strategic goals, tactical goals, and operational goals. The strategic goals used for senior management level. They are used executive information system. This is unstructured method. And tactical goals are using for middle management. They are using for management information system. It's very structured. And third one is operational goals. Operational goals using for low management level. They are using for transaction processing level. The system is structured.
Right. Next one, 17. 017.
What are the main overview of the plan? So, based on the plan, it's like a blueprint. When we are organization making plan based on this blueprint, it's based on the plan. We can categorize the plan into the three categories: strategic plan, tactical plan, and operational plan. So the next, when organization the plan based on the plan, the organization has some of the process to implement this. The first one, the organization planning processing. The first one is they are setting the goal. The second one, they are developing strategy map to translate that trend. The third one, they are selecting some measurement and targets to plan the operation. The fourth one is the executive plan. So when they are executing plan, they plan each each goal wise. The final one is they are reviewing whether the executed plan was good, achieved or not. So based on that, there are the 5 categories when making the process. The next, uh, based on this plan, when we are executing the plan, there are mainly some categories called management by objective. So management by objective when they execute it, there are some there is 5 categories. First, they are setting goals. Then they are developing actions. Third, they are reviewing the progress. Then they are analyzing the just perform and over. They are analyzing the performance of that activity. So based on this type, the plan is operating in an organization.
Right. Next one, 11, 011. Who bears that? 011. Absent. Not from online, no? Right, then sorry, 026. 26. Who has that? 26. Absent. Oh, these numbers might got changed then later. We have to have the head count also, no, about the answer. Cross verify that. Mahesh online, like Mahesh.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I am online.
M1.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I will explain contingency plan. Contingency plan means backup plans. If not, we can say plan B. As a company, they have to prepare.
They are shouting, no? Affected. Okay, yeah.
As a company, they have to prepare unexpected problem like economic downturn, material price increase, or government rule and regulation change. If these are happen, companies are facing problems. If a company have a contingency plan, they can manage unexpected problems. So in simply, contingency plans meaning what to do if things gone wrong, we can say. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Right. According to my list, names are over, numbers are over. Now they are remaining. From your side, how? Who didn't answer? All answered, no? Right. From online, then if you have a number, registration number, last 2-3 digits, please tell me, or otherwise I can go with your name. Who is going to answer next from online? Then tell your identity also, me to jot down. But this is the first time, I think, no? You are logging into this class.
Sir, my name is ANMK Jayaratna.
Yeah, no number, registration number?
EX 010.
0?
10.
010. 010 is for Mahesh, no?
Yeah, same.
Huh?
Yes, same, sir. Yeah.
Both are same?
Yeah, both. Because
Mahesh Jayaratna.
yeah.
Then Mahesh, I have mentioned as Mahesh, then 10, no? 010. Okay, then any other to answer? Any other? Yeah. Huh? Shamila, you are exempted from continuous assessments. Exempted, no? CA exempted. Yeah, that's why. Then there should be continuous assessment to carry forward, no?
repeat නේ. හරියට බැලුවේ ඒ කියන්නේ repeat නේ attempt එක ගිහිල්ලා. medical නැත්තම් fresh වෙන්නේ නැහැ. medical දාන්න ඕන නැත්තම් repeat. university එහෙමයි. ඒ exam එකේ 2 weeks ඇතුළත medical එකක් දෙනවා valid එකක්. ඒ මොනොත් ඊළඟ repeat කියලා යන්නේ ඒක fresh වෙනවා ඊළඟ පාර attempt එක. But she may be repeating. But continue. Yeah. Yeah, that's how then continuous assessment might be done earlier. සමහර අය පුළුවන් වැඩි මේ වැඩියෙන් ගන්න පුළුවන් කියලා හිතනවා කරයි. Right then any other? Chalima. Unverified. කතා කරා. Here. Right. Then ජයරත් කියලා මහේෂ් නේද? දෙකකින් ගිහිල්ලා නේද?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
එතකොට there's another one 2FL LH4. What is that? Classroom. Administer. Administer. My one. Right. Okay, then all answered, no? If you go with the head count, 9. 9 have answered today. Here 7, no? Here 7. 2. Only 2 are there. Then need not to have a regroup. This number is enough. Right. That's why I tell use the registration number. The normal data record to log in. It's not here. We have an account. I need it. The normal biological on ethical ground. That's bring it. So I can with the as the hospital. Okay, then we will do a small case study. Without doing strategic planning, we can't do the big case study. They are old mark. To do that, actually, better to do the other lesson also. I don't think today, yeah, more than 1 hour. But anyhow, we will do the first caselet. Then you are somewhat par with the other classes. Next Sunday I can attend, but I can't attend on next Saturday. Then I can communicate that Saturday I have 2 classes in the new building. Those 2 are affected. I have a workshop in our department one because it's the must run my normal job. It's my routine job. No, this is an additional one, secondary job. Not job, secondary assignment. Then we have to give the priority for the main job, no, for which we are paid with the government salary. Salary dina භාගයක් විතර අප ගන්න එක වෙනම දෙයක් නේ. ටැක්ස් වලින් ගන්න භාගයක් විතර. 30ක් ගන්නවා ඊළඟට පෙට්‍රල් වලින් එහෙම ඉවෙන් එන්නෙනවා. පැට් එකේ. කියන්නේ about half is paid by us for 3 years. Now, those are not the privileges now. Only 16 withholding tax can be claimed. My assessment has been a direct first. Then you know the rate is very when out of the university in Europe. Now the net to have access. Net tax is a vast rate of even online that to නැත්තම් දඩ ගන්න දැන් අර වත් කැම්බරකක් දුන්නේ නැති අයට අවුරුද්දක මේ පඩිය නැති නැත්නම් හිරේ ඉන්න වෙනවනේ. ඒක දාලා තියෙනවනේ. දැන් the last year සමි. ඒක මම දැනගත්තා අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. දෙන්න ඕනේ ඒක. නැත්නම් අපරාධය. අපිටත් දැම්මා නේ. සැප්තැම්බර් එකක් කලින් දාන්න බෑ. වතුරට මෙලාට ගිහින් ලිස්ට් එක. වැඩි ඒක බලන්න දෙන්නේ වත් කම මෙතන අපි දාන්නේ. බැරකන් දාන්නේ. ඒ බැරකන් ජස්ට් කරන්න බෑ. අර එකක් දාන්න ඕනේ. ඔගේ වැරදි නේද? පත්කරට යන්නේ වැරකමුත් තියෙනවා බුද්ධිරට. ළමයි ගැන කියනකොට ඒවා ක්වොලිටේටිව් ඒවා. ඒවා ජජ් කරන්න ඕනේ. ස්ලෝස්. හා? ස්ලෝස්. Dose වගේ වතුන දාන්නේ. මගේ dose තිබ්බේ නැහැ. FDT මම බැක්වර්ඩ් ලෝඩ් එකක් දීලා තිනවා. නෑ ඒ වනේ බැලකන් ගිහම මෙහෙම එනවා. contingencies එක හරහා එන්න ඕනේ. financially calculated ඒවා නෙමෙයි. දේශුන් දෙසර threat එකක් එන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකත් දැනගන්න මම. life එක. තමයි කියන්නේ අපි නිවිදී යවන්නේ නැහැ. බැලකන්. But only financial figures should be given. උසමන්ත මම මේ වෙන තැනකනේ අද ඒකත් තුනට ඉවරයි කමන්නේ ඔය තියලා යන්න රයිට් අද ආවේ නෑ ඔය මේ මම යුනිවර්සිටි එකේ වැඩ ටික යනවා එක්සෑම් එකේ යනවා මම මේ ඒක කෝල් මම දැන් සෙට් කැම්පස් ඉවරයි යන්නේ ඔව් දැන් යන්නේ මේ වැඩක් තියෙනවා ඔව් ගෙදර වැඩක් තියෙනවා නෑ මේක මේ ඉන්ස්ටිටියුට් එකේ ඔව් සඳදියට එන්නකෝ සඳ එන්නකෝ හෙට දැන් නම් දෝ යන්නේ ඔව් අනික ඒ රැඩට කරන්නේ වෙනදාස ගියා හරි රයිට් කවුරු අල්ලගන්නේ ධර්මදාස හරි අල්ලගන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් බලන්න හරි 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 බලමු හරි Today, the focus today is completely asking me to have a party. I do. Party are not ready, right? We double party at there. Time is set to act. අවස්ථාව අනුව තීරණ ගන්න ඕනේ. නැත්තම් වැඩක් නැහැ. දැනට විදියට. අනික ළමයි එක්ක මේ ළමයි විදියට ඉන්නත් ඕනේ උනට වඩා යන්න හොඳ නැහැ. නැති ප්‍රශ්න. එහෙම ගිහලා දැන් අපි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකකට වෙලා දිනා මේ Facebook එකේ මේ කැලෑපත්තර මඩ පහර පවා ගිහිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඉවරයි. දැන් සෙල්ලන්නේ හරි බලාගෙන කරන්න කරන්නේ. විශේෂයෙන්ම ළමයි එක්ක නේ. දැන් ඒක ෂේප් එක කියලා විදියට. මේක කරන්නේ අපි නේ. මේ දක්වා කරපු ගොඩනැපු ඔක්කොම ඉවර වෙනවා. තප්පරෙන් දෙක විනාශ වෙනවා. බුදුහාමුදුරු කිව්වාගේ නේ. දේශනා කරා වගේ. ඉතින් අටලෝ දාමානේ ඉන්න ඕනේ. නැත්තම් ඉවරයි. I know Buddhism only. In other religions, there can be more very genius advisors. ඔක්කොගෙම ඉතින් සමානව තමයි කියන්නේ. තමන්ගේ පවුලත් එක්ක හිටපුවාම ඉතින්. ඒකට ඔක්කොම එහෙම කරනවා රටම හැදෙනවා නේ. අපි ඉස්සර එහෙම කිව්වේ කුටුම්බ යුනිට් එක ඉක්කොන් වලක් තියෙන පවුල් යුනිට් එක සංස්ථා දැන් පිරීලා තියෙන. මුස්ලිම් අයගේ කොන්දර තියෙන. පොලිනර්ස්ලා ඊට වඩා තියෙන බලන්න පොලිනර්ස්ලා ළමයි වඩාගෙන නේ. තාත්තා වඩාගෙන එහෙම යන්නේ ෆැමිලි කන්සෙප්ට් දැන් ඒකට ඉතින් අපිට වඩා. අපෙන් ඉගෙනගෙනවා. ඊස්ටර්න් කල්චර් එක ඉගෙනගෙන දැන් අපිට වඩා හොඳට තියෙන. අපේ එක හැල්ලුලා home violence
Tamatu Parihani. Right, this one I did for the other classes. A small one, personally also much important. Right. No questions given. You may write down the question. Or at the end, I'll give the question. Target is the question. Right. Right. Why traditional goal setting does not work as expected? Right. Some examples given. If you have this much in a bank, monkey FD drive new Lexus, maybe, and then Lexus maybe yanne, maybe BYD BG. But how many in our all now produce it. User friendly vehicle. Volkswagen never make me no. Yeah. Look like a movie star. And Nissan has also come up with the merger. Now a lot of Nissan vehicles are coming now in a good way, better way. And have perfect health, save yourself some time, and do not read this article. If you have these narrowed blind goal setting. But this article is for people who don't have all these things, but are planning on a change in that your comfort zone, moving from your comfort zone. Comfort zone So how do you change it? Every January, millions and millions of us decide to start better and healthy life. We plan to change so many things and set so many goals. These are some examples with quotations. එතකොට මේ writing එක ගන්න පුළුවන් මේ වගේ කවුරු හරි හිතන දෙයක් කියන දෙයක් ලියනකොට quote කරන්න ඕනේ. I will exercise at least 3 times a week. I will spend more time with my family. I will find a better job. I will stop. It is not good to write. No, here, right, anyhow. It is in that country. The list goes beyond. Now, if you know anything about goal setting, you will know that the first thing you have to do is to write down your goals on a paper. Right. Then you have to decide step by step how you are going to achieve those goals and form a plan of action. So action plan, right, as possible, right? All you have to do just follow the plan. Right. That's great as a theory, which hardly happens in practice, reality. In reality, your enthusiasm, these qualities are essential, no? Your enthusiasm and concentration last a couple of weeks and then everyday routines gets to you, right? That is what happening to us. You skip an exercise here, get frustrated to do the listed things. At the end of the year, nothing gets done, right? For the majority, this is the case, no? Right. Why this theory alone does not work? These are some reasons. We often have so many goals, then it is hard to know where to start and how to proceed with it. Second, we continually jump at different goals and as a result, nothing gets done. Third one, it's hard to remember all these in our mind unless we write down them, no? Right. The main thing is enthusiasm and excitement were so going down. We don't have enough time to do this. We don't have enough willpower. That is another major reason. Willpower means determination, no? To follow through, right? Due to all these reasons, you need a very strong motivator, something that will push or drag you forward. There is only one thing powerful enough to do that. It's a vision. Vision. Then vision can download, right? Vision company secret Google link. Vision is broad, and that's an obsession. Remind it about who you are, right? What kind of person you are to be. ඒක මනසට එන්න ලිමිට් එක දැනගෙන එන්න ඕනේ. පාටි එකට ගියත් අර දැන් මම කිව්වේ ළමයි කතා කරාට දැන් හදන්න නැහැ. දැන් ගියත් තමයි ලිමිට් එකේ ඉන්න ඕනේ. Who you are. ඒක තේරෙන්න ඕනේ. That's the vision. ඔක නැතුණත් ප්‍රශ්න වෙනවනේ. තමන්ගේ ජීවිතේ නැති වෙනවා අනිත් අයට හානි වෙනවා. තමන්ගේ ඉමේජ් එක නැති වෙනවා. නැති ප්‍රශ්න. ඔක්කොටම ප්‍රශ්නයක් වෙනවා ඊට පස්සේ. තර බස් එකේ ඩ්‍රයිවර් උනත් නේද? තමන්ගේ විෂන් එකක් තියෙන නගරනකොට ජීවිතේ. එහෙම තිබ්බනම් උඩින් යන්නේ නැහැ. ඊළඟට බ්‍රේක් නෑ කියන්නේ ඉතින් බ්‍රේක් නැති ලිමිට් එක දැනගන්න. එතකොට අර ප්‍රයිවට් බස් පොරලන්ද පැත්තේ කෙනෙක් කරේ මොකද කරන්නේ? එල්ල අනිත් පැත්තට පිටිපස්සට වලේ දාගත්තා නම් කානුකට නිකන් හිටිනවා. මේකේම නෑ ස්පීඩ් එක වැඩියෙන් ගිහින්. බ්‍රේක් නෑ කියලා දැනගත්තා මේක කරන්න පොඩ්ඩක් වමට යන්න. යුරෝපේ. අනිවාර්යයෙන් මේක ෂුවර් නම් බ්‍රේක් නෑ කියලා අල්ලන්න නෙමෙයි.
ඒ පැත්තට ඇදලා තමයි.
ඈ?
පල්පට අල්ලලා.
නෑ නෑ මේ වාහනේ වැඩිලා.
ඔව් ඒ පැත්තට අල්ලලා. අල්ලනකොට ඒ වාහනේ ඇතුළේ තමයි අනිත් පැත්තට කරේ.
ඒ කල්ලාතු කරන්න එපා. අන්තිමෝත කරලා හරියන්නේ. කල්ලාතු කරන්න
අන්තිමට
අන්තිමෝත කරලා හරියන්නේ.
හා පොත්ටි වෙන්නේ.
ඔව් ඒකත් කරද්ද ඒ යන්නේ තමන්ගේ භූමිකාව දන්නේ නැති කියන්නේ. අනවශ්‍ය ඉලෙකට යනකොට විෂන් එකක් නැහැ. කරන ජොබ් එක නෙවෙයි උතන අවශ්‍ය. මොකක් කළත් තමන්ට තියෙන විෂන් එකක් දැක්කම. හිතන්නේ කිව්වද? අපි උඟක් අය කරන්නේ හිතන්නේ. බ්‍රේක් එකට කකුල යන්නේ අන්තිමට යන්නේ. ඩ්‍රයිව් කරනකොට මේ මිනිස්සු ගියේ නැතත් ලයින් එකේ යනකොට පුරුද්දට වගේ යනවා බ්‍රේක් එකට කකුල මාපට ඇඟිල්ල හරි යනවා පුරුද්දට. සික්සැක් වෙන්න ඕන. අපි එමය බයික් හිටන් පැද්දේ. ඒක කාර් එකක් එනකොටත් ඒක පුරුද්දට. ස්පීඩ් යන්නේ. අතර යනවා නේ. රැකෝලියාවට හරියට සික්සැක් කරලා. ඕටෙක් එකට එන්නේ හරියට තියෙන නැත්නම් ඕටෙක් කරන්න හොඳයි. ඉලි ගාලා තියෙන අපි ටීචර්ස් වගේ. මේ අnder තියෙන ගුරුවරු පාරයන්. ඒක අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම වැරද්දක් මේ වැරද්දක් කරොත් අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම මොකක් හරි වෙනවා. ඒක ගන්නට ඇඳලා තියෙනවා. සිංගල් ලයින් පොලිසියන සමානට මේ යන්න පුළුවන් තරම් සිංගල් ලයින් දාලා අල්ලගන්න. ඉතින් ඒක දැනගෙන අපි මේ කපන්න හොඳ නැහැ. ගෙවන්න කතා පස්සේ ඉතින් පේනවා මේ දාලා තියෙන්නේ මේ අල්ලගන්න. පොඩක් ලොස්සි. එවනට ඒකෙත් මේ නිකන් ගිහපුවම ඊළඟට බේන් දෙන්නේ රැපින් ඒවා අනිවාර්යයෙන් කියවන්න. අලුත් පාරේ යනකොට පිටේ පොඩ කොලම් එකේ තියෙන කොට ඒක කියනවා. ඒ කිලි දැන් පිටට පේන එකක් පල්ලෙන් එනවා. those are teachers of us course අගේ යකම් oh no I got teachers your teacher on the road it's a part they do not have symbols even a pass in no එක trial එක දැනගන්න theory that's the importance of theory can save your life can guide you right then vision that's the determination willpower ne always you should have that in your mind koi කියන්නේ පාටි එකට ගියා ගෙදර ගියා තමන් වගේ කෙනෙක්ට වෙන්නේ මොකද කොළුවේ තියෙන vision that drives you driving කරනකොට මම කියන්නේ driving කරන්නේ ඔක්කොම එනවා පාලි ඉරෝනේ එක drive කරන්නේ your life drive vision okay right yeah appointment you will still have to write all of your goals down then take that piece of paper and envision එක vision එකත් එක්ක යනවට කියන්නේ envision work yourself after achieving all these goals. In order to succeed, you have to become a person capable of succeeding. You have to start thinking like that person and act like that person. That is yourself. You should know your vision. ඒක තමන්ගේ සහෝදරයාගේ වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක පවුලේ හිටියා. Right. But you can imitate attribute others නේ තමන්ගේ hero වෙන කෙනාව follow කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඇට්‍රිබියුට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. එයා අම්මා වෙන්න පුළුවන්, පාද වෙන්න පුළුවන්, වෙන කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Right. You will still, sorry, make yourself truly believe that you are looking into the future like a crystal ball. Remember every little detail, especially on your friends' faces. You have to celebrate these as well. Proud look in your parents' eyes. Feel the warm breeze on your face. Smell the salty air of the ocean. The need of celebrating the environment. Right. Okay. Then how to do? You will get that. Okay. Online no? You will get that. Online members need not to do then quick few seconds. LMS this one home ne. School SAP campus login. Samantha K and my password. Right, then we have to follow this, no? Intake 19 exception level 1 my subject and attendance sitting 21 it is 12 12 to 50. Save and you are now doable. Work on the online control is there. Can I get over that then? Yellow is that look, okay. Only once you can do one time. Then I can introduce this to the university also. No? Now MBA programs, BBA programs, undergraduate programs. That is one issue we have this. Colombo take the negative classes to government to the engineer. That's a good solution. Using the technology. Control the behavior. And it's not control, manage the behavior. Okay, now? It was second. Like, Galle. Galle. Upload the system. Oh, ये वाके प्रश्न ना दिला के पास से रिसीव करने वाले भी तो ना मैनुअली जाएगा या ये ना डॉक्यूमेंट हाँ so मैं बना रिकॉर्ड ना पूरा ना मासेगा ना कि लगन ये माय डॉक्यूमेंट मतलब सेव है so में भी है सभी क्या ये सभी जिनके मार्क पे ना अरे ये लेवल को और ये सभी अपने आवाज है कि कुछ मार्क है
හේතු මොකක්ද?
System engineer. Elastic mark.
දැන් මේක සේව් කරන්න කියලා දෙන්නේ ටික් කරන්න එක.
Take out of system is same.
එයා consider this one නැත්නම් මට කියලා ඒවා introduce කරලා last එකේ. cause effect බලන්න. cause effect. අඩු ගන්න privacy එක ඉවර කරලා කියන්නේ. privacy එක. මාස 4ක් හරි 6ක් හරි. සාමාන්‍ය LMS වල තියෙන අවුරුදු ගන්න ඒවා pretty. Otherwise they are revealing. They have to delete them.
Okay, shall I close? Close this. Huh? Online, they are not doing this. They have team recording, no?
Then they should be, they should be there daily. Otherwise, they can on the mic and leave. Not any call session. Then this is another solution for that also, no? You can ask from them also, right? By the time of you are what is called saving the using the UR, they also should use that the same time. It's another solution for the to check the online active participation. Okay? The lecturer can take the attendance at any time, but before finishing the lecture, giving enough time to do this. Okay, then it's a good method. Technology. To be used like to control the event. The lecture also should come online. That is another problem. And the lecturers are getting late.
Right, then only problems, not even misusing interruptions, no? Technological interruptions. Sometimes if power is failed, we can't do this. Sometimes system LMS is going down, then we can't do that. Right, I'll close the web page. Yeah? Save changes. Right, last one, last para. You need to create a vision so powerful, so desirable, so compelling that it draws all your energy and motivation to it. It has to become an obsession. You have to feel something that a person finding an oasis in the middle of the desert would feel. Absolute excitement and complete determination. Right. Then any goal becomes possible.
Right. That's the key, no? Having a vision. Comparing the team. Right. Right. Then write down the question. Discuss the importance. Discuss the importance of having. Discuss the importance of having a strong vision. A strong vision. Vision not a capital anywhere. Uppercase. Having a strong vision. To succeed in your goals. To succeed in your goals. To succeed in your goals. People right? Right. First of 10 marks within bracket. Here at least 5 explanations should be given, no? In a small paras. Actually, all can be taken from the paras actually. Answers have been given. But try to use keyword also. Keywords. With keywords, you have to explain things. Keyword like plans, goals, vision, motivation, likewise. Right, then a Walmart case can be done properly doing the next lesson also. Strategic plan. Yeah, this is the Walmart case, no long one. Then what to do? Now it is about 2:20, no? Yeah, 40 minutes now. I can wind up the session now. This is not good. Then we will try to proceed with this session also. As much as possible. Without a break, huh? Right, this is the second planning session and session 5 of the course outline. About the strategic planning. Actually, first this should be done by an organization. General planning is there to support this. Support the implementation. Right, first we have to know the need of thinking strategically. Then strategic management is the key area of this. We will have a definition of that. Then with the diagram, we will know the steps of the strategic planning process. Right, after that, we will know some new trends in strategy area, including different global business strategies. This was already mentioned actually, no? Strategic thinking. You should know similar words actually. They also I said that, and the first lesson also I mentioned. This is based on the system thinking. System thinking, right? Strategic thinking means having a long-term perspective, no? To see the organization with the big picture and to fit the organization with its external environment. Right. Those are some ways. And finally, having a gain competitive advantage. So ensure the competitiveness of the organization. Right. And these are enough actually, to talk about strategic thinking. But there are many other ways. Right. Therefore, this is essential for organizations for profit and not for profit, both, because they both all have strategic goals to achieve. Right. This thinking is essential for profit for organization to ensure the superiority in the marketplace, competitive superiority. But for a not-for-profit organization to face debates and to achieve the societal goals. Right. In that sense, all organizations, especially the top managers, need to think strategically. Even as individuals, we need to have that. Yeah. As an example, completing this degree within 3 years is a strategy goal for you. Right. But day to day, you are engaging in different activities with operational schedules and plans. Annually, there are exams. No, not annually, no, biannually, there are exams. Right. The strategic thinking can answer these questions, no? Right. One is what changes, trends are there
in the current marketplace. Last one is the same, how the same would appear in future. And companies should know how to change, adapt into the changing environment accordingly, what we studied in a previous lesson. But in between, they should know strength and weaknesses of them. It is not there. And the same of competitors. And knowing that, they should know who are their customers or consumers and how to satisfy them through products or services more competitive, efficient than others. Right. Strategy thinkers can answer these questions, not fairly, than non-strategic thinkers. Right. This is the diagram we can have. But there are 3 pillars in strategic management. This diagram identifies only 2 pillars, formulation and execution. The evaluation is also there. But we can assume that these scholars may assume evaluation should be done with the general plan. Right. Therefore, they are not incorrect. Right. But a starting point is to analyze the environment, scan the environment, audit the environment, external and internal. Right. Then to do that, it is done to evaluate the current mission, goals and strategies of an existing organization. It's a new organization that can be done at the starting effort. Right. Then doing this, a current organization can redefine mission, goals and have the grand strategy. After that, they need to formulate these 3 levels of strategies: corporate, business, functional. Business level is a new one coming here, or SBU level. It is applicable for an organization having different businesses, especially for a group company like John P. is selling for vehicle space, CWMIT and EFD. There are many group companies having different businesses as a portfolio. Right. Then to execute the implementation, to execute the strategy or have strategic changes, these are the critical factors, driving factors. Leadership, culture of the organization, structure, human resource, communication, technology, those things. Right. Then formulation and execution parts are only considered here, assuming that evaluation would happen with the general planning we studied. Okay. Right, then so it is a careful assessment of strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, which can affect the performance of the organization. Right. Then scanning internal environment helps to identify strengths and weaknesses. Strengths are the positive characters, enhancing performance. Weaknesses are the characters hindering performance, or keep the company away from performance. Right. Threats are similar to the weaknesses, keep the company away from performing, but coming externally. Opportunities are keeping the company to perform very well, but coming externally. But today, some say that they need to distinguish opportunities and threats, or should be considered simultaneously. And SW also say, target consider it right, interchangeable. Right. Okay. Likewise, we have to have brief explanations on this. That is done in the next slides. But as I said, in this lesson, second part of planning, we have to much further about the term strategies. But we can't forget the plans and goals. Ultimately, goals should be achieved. But here, through strategic management, it can be done competitive to gain competitive advantages over others. Right. Then common definition of strategy. It's a plan. It's a type of plan of action or course of action that describes resource allocation in activities and dealing with the environment to achieve goals competitive, in competitive advantage. Right. Even Michael Porter, three generic strategies should be used here. But early those days, they were supposed to be implemented independent. But today, a company should do these three together. Cost reduction is not enough. To quality that they have to do the differentiation also. Both are also not enough. With both, they need to be enter into new markets, attract new customers. Right. Therefore, that recently appeared that three generic strategies should work together. Walmart case is a very good example. It does three together. Right. Then this term was also there. The grand strategy company should do that. Knowing this or not, grand strategies are high-level strategies that can shape up the business. Not like lower-level tactics. They are much focused on achieving long-term business. Right. Questions of the answer the popular grand strategies are mostly used grand strategies by companies are market growth or market development, product growth or product development, turnaround much was visible during COVID period. But some crisis on the risk card. Liquidation is the last card, no? If the SBU or the business of the company, single business is not lucrative, after making all different alternative decisions, if not right, feasible, then that is the last part, not liquidating. But now without liquidating, companies are trying to have strategic alliances. Franchising, joint venture, this is a very good example. Without liquidating, it had merged. That's the best thing of having collaborations with them. Right. SWOT is a careful assessment of the four variables. As first two variables are done internally, positively and negatively, they are effective to the company's organization's performance. Company can the organization can. These are common to all organizations. OT are coming externally, and then they have their particular effect. Examples below me, no? What are the examples for sales? Competent managers, motivated workers, then financiers, then brand, goodwill. Weaknesses are the opposite part. Okay, remember. Threats, external political instability, civil violence, Bangladesh, Nepal, Afghanistan, right? Poor education level, poor investment, then natural hazards, environment, right? Opportunities can environment on the day. High population growth, no? High purchasing power of people, sound government policies, stable political environment. Right. Then as per the diagram, based on the grand strategies and redefining the mission, it is up to them to the organization to know corporate level strategies. If different businesses are there, this layer between this and that as corporate level or SBU strategies to compete with different businesses. But ultimate aim is to accumulate the overall profit performance of the group. That's why we prepare a group account, no? Also related to group accounts. There's a different standard for that. Right, then functional level strategies. But here we are not identifying operational level strategies. That is also there. So they want to make it strategies can tactics, tactics. But we can use that operate short-term strategies. These are business level strategies, no? To get the business into the star position. Right. In the corporate level, there are three methods, approaches used to make strategies, no? Right. One is portfolio strategy. That means portfolio means having a right mix, managing the different businesses in a mixed way to enhance their cumulative power, cumulative results. Right. A good example, group companies, no, having different SBUs, no. Take Aitken Space, no. It has a printing business, shipping line, cargo, plantations, hotels, travels. Now, power and energy businesses also. I think download one annual report of it. It is not good for management only, but you can know subjects like accounting, management accounting, financial management, sustainability, those also. There are big reports, no, with 500, 400 pages. You can download, no need not to get the permission also. These are published documents. But a reason, there are other good annual report providers like commercial bank, dailies. They are very awarded also, no, for the best annual report. But the bank has a very specialized business. It has to go for a diversified business and then another report. Right. Then they have, each SBU has different markets, different customers, different competition, different brand managers, product managers, different suppliers. Then they may have unique missions also. Right. Second approach used at this level is having using BCG metrics introduced by Boston Consultancy Group in America with two dimensions. One is to know the industry or market situation with high and low growth. And within that, the other one is the company or SBU's position in the market with high market share or low market share. Then with this diagram, there are four positions happening. No? The high position is the best one. Those businesses are in the star position. The opposite one is the worst one. Those are in the very loss-making situation, dogs situation. The other two are good, but they have one problem. Each has one problem. Here, industry, market share is high, but industry is not moving well. Therefore, they are having additional cash cows that cannot be further expanded in the business market. That problem is there. This is opposite one, no? Market is going well, but company SBU is not performing well. It has a question. Right. Therefore, these two should be managed properly. This is the worst one. This also can be managed, as I said, with strategic alliances. Right. This is the best one. This should be secured, no? Further secured in the future. Right. Third approach is to have this very risky strategy, diversification. Right. Then using the diversification strategy, the company can have a new product introduced to a new market. Both should be new. Good example is how Nokia appeared. We did the Nokia case study, no? Earlier it was in paper mill, timber mill, cable manufacturing, computer resourcing. Then finally with strategic alliances, joint ventures entered into the mobile cell phone market. Then Toyota, earlier into the handloom manufacturing, traditional handloom manufacturing. After the Second World War, it changed to the automobile. Those are good examples for the diversification. Right, then to know the industry competition, market competition, this is the best model to use, introduced by Porter. It is said as 5 force model. There are 4 factors determining the or affecting the competitive nature of the level of the company. Right.
The four factors are new entrants, substitutions available, then customer bargaining power, and supply bargaining power. These have the positive relationship with the rivalry level of the company in the market. If new entrants are high, the rivalry level is also going up, and low, this is also low. Like that. The purpose of this is to see the industry or market competition. Right. But this cannot be used for the task done in the SWOT analysis. But some writers say even doing a SWOT analysis also market competition can be assessed, but with limited way. In the SWOT analysis only, but we can know the strength and weaknesses of the competitor. Beyond that, no information given. Right. These are the three generic strategies introduced by Porter: cost leadership, differentiation, market to focus strategy. Right. Now, as I said, these three should be used together in a mixed way. Doing only one, working in only one strategy is not enough. What should happen? Because today customers are trying to buy high quality product with the lower cost, right? With the minimum effort, with high accessibility. Because technology can do that for both shopper and the buyer, and for the intermediaries also. The online platforms, virtual markets. Right. Then functional level strategies are there as per the diagram to support the execution of the business level strategies. If no different businesses, the corporate level strategy. That's the hierarchy. Yeah? Hierarchy of strategies. Here departments, different departments, they cannot be replaced. The department functional level should be there. Then this is the last point. These are new trends in strategy area. One is strategic flexibility. In the first lesson also I mentioned that the companies should have adaptable strategies. Looking at in the third lesson we mentioned looking at multiple scenarios, factors affecting to the uncertainty level. When looking at this, the company should be able to do changes in a balanced way. That is called strategic flexibility. It is another requirement actually. Trends are the requirements or challenges faced by modern businesses. Then this is another one. Even today I mentioned, we are in a blue ocean era. Then it's a matter of having different partnerships with similar and dissimilar others to benefit mutually. Actually, this started from software development, now widely used in all industries, all sectors, including the public sector. Right. The last one is we are now in the global marketplace. Then we should know different global business strategies available. No? Then we have to have this mindset: think globally, act locally. Think globally, then act locally. Those should be balanced. Right. It's a dilemma actually, but it should be done. Then these are the diagram presents 4 alternative global business strategies. Then one side you should know the level of the standardization or global integration. On the other side, you should know the global heterogeneity or local responsiveness. Both can be scaled from low to high. Then as the previous BCT matrix, there are 4 places. These 4 places indicated 4 alternative global business strategies available to companies going abroad. This was introduced initially by Bartlett and Gosar. Those are the 2 researchers, popular researchers in international relations. Right.
Or in other terms, these are the 4 internationalization strategies available to organizations. Right. This is the first one. Some writers call this as the international strategy to have import and exports. That's the primary purpose. That is, all companies should use this. But this is the starting point. No? Most Sri Lankan companies are falling into this. They are doing this primary stage. Even garments, they are export. Tea, rubber companies, they are export. But now value addition is done. Value addition should be done. Their main focus is to gain foreign exchange to the country. Even tourism, less than local tourism. Then our labor, foreign labor in Middle East countries, especially export labor. But we can go for the value addition from that also, no? Not to export unskilled labor, but to export skilled labor. Yes, opportunity as India has. We can go for the IC. Some Sri Lankans are doing very good now. Sometimes there are foreign workers working from here. Australian companies, American companies. They are paid in the dollar, foreign currency. Freelancing jobs are mistakes, freelancers. Even that person is doing who called me for a party. He's working for a developing company as freelance. Right. Then these are the characters of having this primary strategy. This is the opposite one. This is the top one. Having a transnational strategy. These companies are giant in the market, in the world market. They are giving the highest and equal weight for both things. Both global standardization and global innovation and local teams, local responsibilities. Right. They see try to balance efficiency and local responsiveness. Good examples are Toyota company, Google company, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, even McDonald's. McDonald's can be put into this also. If there's more localization, sorry, standardization, this localization. But it should do localization. If it tries to sell burger in India, it should not include beef items. In Pakistan, not pork items. But it's not anything. It's possible. That's how they should know the country values, food values and abuse. But recently, McDonald's all outlets were closed down in Sri Lanka because they are not part of the global sanitary qualification here. Because of that, the AWS might be asking to close down the factories because that will affect their good name. Therefore, it is also a very good example. No, it is now in the globalization. Sri Lankan outlets were asked to par with the global standards. Otherwise, withdraw. That example is also very hard to see. McDonald's like companies are still in the globalization. Most standardized. Right. This is the opposite one to this, no? These companies are giving more weight to the localization. HSBC, Honda, Nestle, they are more with this. They are doing standardization, but compared to the weight given for the localization by them, it is less. Right. Anyhow, we can't say this is better, this is the best. It depends on the company's strategy and the market position. But finally, the all should go here. This is the best one. These companies can increase the sales. Even Philips, the main strategy is the balance in both. But they have developed very good brands for centuries. Right, those things have been explained. You can read and understand them. With that, you can finish. Today, no time. I think next day we will do the case study. Yeah, I am also fed up now.
අදේ විද්‍යාර්ථයෙක් නේ පස්සේ ලෙඩ කියන්නේ මානසිකව ලෙඩ නැසලා කායික ඊට පස්සේ කායටත් බලනවා. මානසිකව ලෙඩ වෙන එක ස්ට්‍රෙස්ෆුල් ලෙඩ. ස්ට්‍රෙස් ඕන යම් මට්ටමකට. ඉතින් කියනවා බර්න්අවුට්. Performance of the bike. Okay, with this we will finish. Then try to work with the assignment into groups, routines. Right. Then roughly you may have 4 more weeks to finish and upload the report. Okay. Goodbye, online members also. There were 2, no? Right. Next time, remind me to have some revision questions also, session wise. Then you can practice your writing notes with a standard. Okay, then now we can leave, no?